everybody. Welcome to a banter, a debate. I don't know, the Autumn
A
Open
preview?
preview. It's the WCBT season's upon us. The final was today, if everybody watched it, between Mitch and Tyler Titkat. You can go watch on the WCBT's YouTube page or Facebook. You can get the link there. You guys excited for the start of the WCBT?
Yeah, it's Calgary. Let's go. You got Tim on mute?
Right.
Yep, Tim's
it,
on mute.
it really came up fast. We were like, you're all talking about it, and all of a sudden it's just like season's in the way. We're worrying about the 5P Universe stuff, and then it's boom. It's Autumn Open, so I'm excited to be there to see some people we haven't seen in a while. But yeah, it's a good start for the season for sure.
It's like the whole Thanksgiving creeped up on us here. I was thinking we had an extra week until we had our guest last week, Megan. She's like, I'll see you guys in like 4 days or 6 days. I'm like, wait, aren't we still 2 weeks away? But
Yeah.
but you're right. Here we are. Autumn Open is in.
Yeah. I guess before we jump into that and bring on the guy that's behind the scenes on the whole Autumn Open experience, let's talk about 5PL. We had our second week of the 5-Pin Pro League. Some pretty good matches, a lot of close matches actually, especially on the home hardware side.
Yeah, there was. I mean, not stellar matchup the first one, but a 10:57 to 10:50. That was the first week, but there was everybody this weekend had 1-1. They didn't go. There's nobody that went 2-0. The 14, 15, 16 points. So pretty even matches. We commentated the Sleeping Giants, Mighty Plex, and the Holy Rollers, and that was a preview. They played all the previous year. So it was it was good to see, some new rosters, new people playing, but some big games. It was fun, for sure.
What about those Jags, eh?
Hey, they came through. They made a good win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, on the Cargill side, like we had the Kingpins, the Eclipse, and the Misfits. It was really good. They all went 1-1 as well, right? So some pretty even matches. It was really good. It was fun to watch. Brandon Hagen shot 8 from the gun. That was exciting.
He's the guy you guys need to watch out for. He has 2 400s this year already. He's
smooth.
Where are they at?
they're Bonnie Doon, but you still have to hit the middle enough times in a row to have yourself a chance, right? I think 1 could be a fluke. 2, it's not so much. I think.
Be on tour, you got to hit it like 8 or 9 times anyway. So that's like 8 or 9 strikes at Bonnie Doon. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure they love hearing that.
Yeah, sure.
But they lost their
Russ is
first
gonna
game,
text
though, to Okanagan Eclipse, which I don't think was really expected. But
Yeah.
the Eclipse played well, too.
Man, the Eclipse played so well. Bailey was really good. Mike Elder was really good. Like they're
No
so
surprise.
strong too. It's
So-
pretty even.
I didn't have a chance to watch a lot. The Cargill side, but Bailey's no longer manager anymore, right?
He's still manager, but they have somebody that is making the pulls if needed.
Right. Is that Ivan?
I can the owner, right?
Ivan. Then yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I
Which is-
think that makes a big difference.
Ivan Soroka, right?
Yeah, it makes a big
Oh,
difference.
Drew's. That's the same thing that on the Sleeping Giants is no longer Taylor Michelle doing that. Brian Bonney is making the pulls. And you can see that made a difference. And even Taylor said it made a big difference in his game and just the mentality of not having to do everything when he was there. So,
Yeah, totally.
No, it's,
Speaking of good bowling, we seen Josie Brooks shot a 1096 yesterday.
it's unreal.
Crazy good, eh?
That's higher than your high triple, right, Tim?
I think it is. I think my high triple is 1089. I think.
Yeah, that's monster. That's
I'd be
crazy.
purely guessing what my high triple is. I have no clue of actuality of what it is, guys. Maybe
It's
like
3
there's
figures. It's 3 digits.
Shut up, Tim.
No, the way Daryl's
Maybe
been
if it's
playing
a
this year, he has probably a couple thousands already.
a 3-game block, maybe I'd have 1,000. But I honestly don't know what my high triple would be. Does everybody know what their high triple is just by that? Like when you fill out those forms, there's something different every year you put it on.
Well, that's the great thing about 5-Pin Universe. You can look it up if you have a,
Fill out the bio.
a stats page.
But Josie, didn't she have a 395 her last game or something? So I wonder
And a
what
380 in there.
did it say? Did it show how it was like 8-bagger corner, triple? Do we know, Josie? If anybody knows what Josie did there in those couple of games, because there were a couple of monsters. It'd be cool to know.
We gotta get Danny Baird to print it off. He can go back.
Mike has an 1101. There you go.
Just skated over the 1100. Hey, Mike, did you need the corner pin to get the 1101?
It was probably a bang out.
Do you know what your high triple is, Carrie?
1135.
Was it 3 games or was it
Bonnie Doon? Yeah.
was it 3 games or a 3-game block?
It was 3 game. Well, it was in that they did that Edmonton Pro League for 1 season, and I threw it at the start of that.
But there was 5 games
remember.
a night.
Yeah.
So does that count as a high triple? Does that count as a high triple?
Your first 3, right?
Your first 3, yeah. You can't take your middle 3 or back 3. It's your first 3.
Oh,
Or
okay,
it's
so
the
that
ones
still
after
counts.
a break. Yeah.
So that counts as your high triple if you play in a 5-game set and it's your first 3.
I
Oh, did
believe
you
so.
win? Did you win? Anything? Did you win that night?
Yeah, I won that night. No, I lost to Aaron in the step ladder
there,
final.
there you go.
That's right.
I think my quad's a 14 or 1500. My quad's a 1500, I think. And then my
You have
high,
a 1500 quad?
no 1400 quad.
Oh, I was gonna say
That's a 350 average.
You know what? I have a 7. No, I have a. I can figure this out. I have this.
I think
on
we
there.
need to start attaching some proof to these these
I do.
statistics.
I actually.
My
here.
quad is 1409, and you can actually click the link on 5-Pin Universe and see it because it was at the
Mine's on there.
EPL as
Mine's
well.
on there. 1467 quad and a 1731 5-game. Yeah.
I call bullshit. Like what? Let's.
I
prove
actually
that.
can print it off for you if you like. It was at Bonnie Doon. It's on League Secretary. Yeah, there we go,
I
bud.
have no idea. Again, I'd be purely guessing out of these things. I'm sure I'm not out of the norm.
Was it-
Not everybody
wait,
would know
Tim.
their.
Was it on Wednesday match play?
Yeah,
You can't print it out anymore. It's long gone.
I have it
It's
saved.
deleted. Of course you do. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I knew.
What's
I
your
knew
high-
you fuckers would do that.
What's
Yeah,
your high
for sure.
8-game blocks?
My high 8-game block is 2531.
2547.
You sure you guys aren't just pulling these numbers out of
No,
somewhere?
mine
just saying?
was Masters. Mine was
Mine
Masters.
was
You can look
first
at
8 games at the Autumn Open in the 16s.
Next question.
Yeah. What else?
You still
do need,
averaging
Daryl?
270, boys? Still over 270 league?
One league I am. Yeah.
279.
Daryl is too.
Yeah, Daryl's over 280.
Yeah. I
He
pre-bowled today
pre-bowled
for
pretty
Thursday.
good.
I pre-bowled for tomorrow night. I shot 840, but I plucked on a triple coming home. So I could have been another close to 9. I haven't broken 9 yet, but I think I'm 840s every week so far.
That's pretty good though.
Okay, I think we got Miller in the background. Let's get him in here. Let's talk about the Autumn Open, how it's gonna run, and all that great stuff. Oh, Josie's was 383, 318, 395. There you go. Thanks.
Yeah, did she have any 7-baggers, 8-baggers, 9-baggers? What did we have?
She
there?
must have. She must.
Let's ask Miller. We want to know what Miller's high quads and high triples and high all these things are.
Hey, Mark.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
Okay. My headphones aren't working. Dude.
you. Oh, you sound sad.
Okay.
We can hear you.
What's going
Can you
on?
hear us?
Yep.
Not much.
Yeah, we're
We're
good.
just asking what's your high triple.
Not as good as Josie's. I think it's like 10.5, give or take. But yeah, that's okay. 10.5. Yeah. Not
10.
1080, 1090, 1100s, but Actually,
Yeah.
fun fact: I never bowled 1,000 triple until I went. My first time I went to the Golden Mile. My first 3 games were 10 something.
That's not so bad. Tough house when
qualifying
you play
shift.
at, right? Tough house you play at.
Well, just management doesn't know what they're doing at Paradise.
Speaking of management,
Yeah.
Yeah, flying leases.
lay out the weekend for us, Mark. Give us a timeline.
Okay. Yeah, my head's kind of everywhere, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, no
We're
worries.
doing a Thursday shift. Um,
Perfect.
I remember talking about it um, 2 months ago, and then I'm like, over my dead body, we're doing a Thursday shift. We don't need a Thursday shift. Guys shouldn't qualify for on Thursday and play on Sunday. And then I just got overwhelmed with entries. So we're doing a Thursday shift, capped it at 48 people, 16 lanes, 3 to a lane. And I thought I'd get 20 or 25. I'm now up to 43.
Feels fast, man.
I've probably gained 15 to 20 people in the last 24 hours.
Wow. They all
So-
just want to play and come in early and get one
They
out of the
just
way.
want to, they want to be guaranteed to get in. Obviously, some of them kind of got stuck on the wait list on a couple other days, and they just, you know what, I want to give myself a second chance or a third chance. So, yeah, I think it's gonna make for really good numbers for the entire weekend, but it'll be interesting. So yeah, we're doing that Thursday at noon. My Autumn Open committee, Maria Wood, was able to talk CTV into coming down and doing some coverage for us. So we'll be on the local
That's
news.
Awesome.
I think it's going to be Friday because they kind of do their sports stuff on the Friday there. Yeah, that's you guys got a couple minutes for a crazy story?
Yes, of course. That's what this is for.
So we go into the COVID year, and then we have to tell a bunch of people that they can't bowl at the end of September because of COVID and the vaccination rules involved. And we told the bowlers that if the rule ever gets dropped, they can come back. Well, in March or February, it got dropped where you didn't need to be vaccinated. You can go back to public places. And one of the bowlers that returned, don't get me wrong, this lady is out there. She's extremely passionate, but Damien McDonald came down with his son, Lucas McDonald. And she was like, who is this kid? This kid's a better bowler than I am. I'm getting this kid on CTV Athlete of the Week. And I kind of nodded my head like, yeah, okay, cool, thanks, appreciate it. And then 2 days later, CTV called.
Oh,
Mark, we had a call from one of your bowlers, and they said you just got one of the best, youngest bowlers she's ever seen. And we want to do a story about him. Holy crap. So she ended up coming back. We got Lucas. So anyways, that's our in. So now we're talking to him when they start filming for Lucas. And we mentioned the Autumn Open. And again, the camera guy's like, oh, yeah, you know what? Mention it to us. And me thinking, okay, yeah, whatever. You're just kind of being a nice guy. And Maria Wood followed up. And they're like, yeah, we're in. We'll be there. So I sent an email Tuesday, kind of explaining what the Autumn Open is, and she said on the Tuesday there that they're in. They'll be there Thursday.
perfect. That's
So
awesome.
here we are.
That's so good.
Awesome. So good to see, man. Good
It's
job.
the local community, right? It's just never judge people, I guess, right?
Yeah.
All because
Yeah,
of
that's right.
so that's pretty cool. So anyway, CTV's coming Thursday morning, probably around 11. So we're asking anybody who bowls on the Thursday shift to wear their WCB t-shirts if they got them. And if they don't, maybe a nice polo or something like that, or something with bowling pins. I don't know, right? Kind of make it fun.
Yeah.
And then never know, somebody might see it on the TV, and right, and the network just gets bigger.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
totally.
so then we're gonna do the Thursday shift. Thursday shift, we're hoping it'll finish around 5, and then we're going to be starting the autumn doubles at 6 o'clock. Doubles filled up really quick. I want to thank everybody for being on the ball for that. It's our 3rd annual autumn doubles, and I'm kind of scared because the back-to-back champions, Carey Kreitz and Dwayne Gilardi, are back. So
Thursday is my
but no,
event,
Is that a
guys.
high
it'll be
roller?
good. What's that?
Is it a high roller event? I can't remember what the.
It's kind of run like our autumn finals, where it's high pinfall and you get bonus points for winning your matches.
Right.
We group 18 teams into 3 groups of 6, and you play each team once in your group. And if you come out as the top 2, you'll qualify for the final group of 6, where rinse and repeat. And then that's your payouts from 6th to 1st, with 1st being your champions.
Did you want to go over the groups really quick, Mark? I happen to have them. If you
Yeah,
don't,
if you got
want
the
some
if
hand.
you got the groups, that'd be great.
So Group A, and you'll have to fill me in because I don't know all the names on here. So team number 1 is Matthew and Jetson. Is that Matthew
So
Roddick?
yeah, Matthew Rodich. He had a pretty good run there in Red Deer,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure who Jetson is.
Bartram, Jetson Bartram. He's from.
If I'm gonna guess, he's an up and comer YBC
He's
young
out of
adults.
YBC. I think he's the same age as them, but he's from Winnipeg as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
and then you
doubt if
got-
he come. What's that?
No, go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Oh, I cut you off. And then team number 2 is Colton Yauza and Andrew LaMonica.
Yeah,
Team
they're
3
probably all best friends.
Yeah.
Another
Yeah, exactly.
young team from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They
Team
did
3
well
is
last year. They made the final group.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Len Anseth and Bradley Ticket.
Yeah, that's going to be a dangerous team.
Team number 4 is Marcello Jerusik and Brian Askin, or is it Brian?
It is Brian Askin.
Oh, Brian Askin. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who I don't know how that relationship started. I'm assuming somewhere out at the at
Oshawa?
Nebs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something came out of there.
Okay.
I believe
yeah,
both-
that makes a lot of
both of them
sense. They're
flew
both
out
out there.
Yeah.
Team 5 is Matt Leonard and Max Lafreniere.
Le Québécois. Yeah.
Team 6 is Curtis Dunas and Ron Perry.
Yeah.
And that's
Everybody
all
knows.
of Group A.
Yeah, it's a good group. Max is your Canadian national champion, right, for the 5-pin, and
Yeah.
Ron
2
and
teams out of
Curtis.
each pool get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 teams from each one. Yeah, yeah, it's a
Um,
strong group. I think all the teams are strong, but I'm not gonna lie, there is a group that's a little stronger than the other ones.
So
Oh,
Group
it's
B.
a group of death. So Group B,
Group B is Anthony Street and Marcus Burkowski.
yeah. I
Another-
don't know how that one happened. 2 good guys though.
Anthony went out to the BC tournament on September long, so maybe that got them thinking about playing it.
Could have been, yeah.
And then team number 2 is, I'm guessing, Rob Wolfson
Yeah,
and Jordan.
Jordan Lowen.
Young kid.
Your junior singles national champion for the YBC program. Very good shooter. He's been good since he picked up a bowling ball. So,
Nice.
yeah, I'm kind of excited for Jordan. This is going to be his first try with the adults. So, family's
That's awesome.
excited. They know what they're getting into, and Jordan can play, man. I've seen Jordan. If you watch the kid throw, he throws the ball. I don't think there's any fear in him.
Yeah, no, Jordan was. We actually had Jordan on for our YBC roundup for the national.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, his partner though, I don't know about that guy.
Yeah, he's traveling. He's got
He
to
lo-
Coming
travel
back from
back across the
Amsterdam.
world.
yeah, he lost all his kids, right? So I mean, he has to pick up another kid to play with. So.
Yeah, he's just lonely, poor guy.
Jesus. Well, I guess if you put it that way.
Love you, Rob.
Team number 3 is Kevin Rack and Dennis Zacher.
Yeah, a couple Saskatoon boys.
Yeah. Team number 4, Ryan O'Callahan and Bobby Kite.
Yeah, they played last year and they had a good run. I believe they came third overall, so they're gonna go back. Hopefully, Bobby doesn't leave Ryan at the bowling alley again. Ryan got left at the bowling alley by Bobby, and I've never seen a guy so scared.
Ryan?
Yeah, just to get home.
He
He
could
goes,
just
I have
come
no
to our
idea where
zone.
Bobby lives.
He's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no,
just get in the cab and give him the address here. I wrote down the address for him. His phone was at like 5%. He was having a little bit of
Oh,
a
boy.
meltdown. It's kind of cute. I'm like, it's only Forest Lawn. You'll be fine.
So next team is Daryl Wood and Brittany.
Yeah, the new
His better
parents.
half.
Yeah, I know Brittany was kind of in, kind of out. I know Daryl does have a backup just in case she can't play, and I've given that the okay. But yeah, new parents. Congratulations to them. Their baby boy Bentley.
Team number 6, rounding out that group, yourself, Mr. Mark Miller, and Dexter Wiseman.
Yeah, I can't believe Dexter asked me to play with him again. No,
Didn't
I
you
can't
shoot
believe I
lights
said
out
yes
last
to
year?
playing with Dexter again.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, no, it's,
Yeah,
that's and again another strong group. Me and Dexter has had success in the past. We got beat out by Team Gilardi and Team Kreitz last year, so we're hoping for a little bit of revenge. But I
that's
guess
what
if we're
everybody
gonna
said
get
the
it, it's
last
gonna
2
have
years.
to be in the final group. Yeah,
Tough luck, but
it was close. I think refresh my. I think it was maybe 30 or 40 pins. It was close.
Yeah, it wasn't very much, and we had lost our first 3 matches. I think me and Dwayne swept the last 3 and played really well to squeak in.
Oh, of your group, yeah.
Yeah. So Group C, rounding out the whole tournament, is Team 1 is Mike Herbert and Bev Magnus.
Mike Herbert officially in Albertan now.
Yeah. Team number 2, Mitch Davies and Greg DeGrazia.
Never heard of him.
No.
Well, that's a pretty good team.
Number 3 is Alexander Saumur and Sylvain Bercier.
Yeah, another team Quebecois, another stacked team.
Yeah. Team number 4, Michaela Sanderson and John
Mowens.
Okay, there we go.
Mowens is all in this year.
Perfect.
He sounds eager. I like it. He's really excited for what might happen this year, which gets me excited.
That'll be good with
So.
Michaela. Michaela, throwing really well, obviously. Threw the perfect game last year at TPC and
Yep.
made deep
And
runs
they both
in the
throw
YBC
rockets.
stuff. So,
They
yeah,
both throw. I don't know who throws harder.
I think Michaela.
Yeah, who are we kidding?
Team number 5, your returning champions, Dwayne Gilardi and myself, Kerry Kreitz.
Yeah,
And Team 6 is Aaron Arndt and Mr. Brad Wilton.
Brad Wilton probably in their stepbrothers shirts.
Yep, most probably.
Only 2 people out of that group.
I think every team can compete, but I do believe on paper that's the toughest group. That is a lot of high-end bowlers. So
It's gonna be rough.
Like,
But it wouldn't be a tournament not to have a group of death though.
no,
Right.
Yeah, there's always going to
oh
be
for sure.
something
And
that's gonna be-
I think I had a group of death the year before, and it actually worked out because everybody kind of beats up on each other, so you can come away. And I remember one of the other groups, two teams didn't. I think two teams only got one win each. So if you won 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5 matches, it wasn't good enough, right? So it's kind of funny that way.
Yeah.
So, but again, all these teams can compete. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
You need 3 wins no matter what, and then hopefully you have the fourth. The fourth win should get you in, but if you're averaging 330 and have 3 wins, there's no problem, right? That's what it takes.
Yeah, just put it on cruise. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And
that'll be
then
fun. That's a
I
great
think that's
event.
the double.
Is it 500 entry?
200 per person, 400 a team.
You're just trying to think how much money you're going to make back this year, aren't you?
Kerry's already calculating.
Gary did very well at the autumn last year.
Just
last
think of
few
it this
years.
way: Thursday doubles is the best event that the WCBT could have, and I wish everything was ran as a Thursday doubles event.
Yeah, not trios, right, Gary?
Yeah, no, trios suck.
Yeah.
I'd love for a way to get more teams in, because again, the response for the Thursday doubles was huge. I think we could have fielded. We'd have to come up with a new format, but I could have fielded probably 10 more teams.
Well, why don't you just move the Thursday shift into Wednesday, and you make an all day Thursday, right? I mean, that's what that's a Dexter thing, right? It just scares the shit out of me. Yeah.
So
No.
yeah, so Thursday. Any other questions about the doubles?
Who do you think's going to win?
I think.
You think Dexter shows up and plays better this year? Because last year he
We'd all
really.
be picking one team, one duo that's going to win.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
cool.
you can make a safe pick and pick Mitch and Greg, but I just think anybody but Kerry's team I think is more than suitable for the situation.
That's what you guys said last year, and we still did it.
I think.
Well, actually, if
Mitch and go ahead.
Well, actually, if you look at the really close at their photos, me and Askin are holding the trophy.
Yeah, but
yeah.
not the check. That's all that matters.
I don't know who's gonna win, but I think Mitch and Greg are gonna come second. I'll call that. Greg finds a way to be a runner up, and then a few years later finds a way to win. He does. It's so funny.
He probably finds it hilarious.
Yeah.
Tim, who's your pick then?
Mitch and Greg, just to rub it in Miller's face there. I think Mitch and Greg can win. I think poor Greggy boy, it's about time he wins something.
Daryl?
We'll go Len Anseth and Brad Pickett.
That's a good
That's a
team.
good one.
Len's built for that format, going bang bang with doubles too.
Yeah.
Who you got, Gary?
Well, I'd be stupid not to pick myself.
Okay, then there we go.
Ooh.
Okay, then Miller's taking himself. Him and Dex, and then Mitch and Greg second.
How are you gonna get into the bowling alley, Carrie? Your head's gonna be too big.
That's the whole point. I just
The
talk
back
myself
door,
up
the back door.
before you get in. I do the opposite of Tim Wiseman because he always talks himself down and then walks away with national titles.
Yeah, it's a great thing to do. You do the opposite, right? Yeah. It works. It works a lot.
Yeah.
I think it'll be
Except
I like
Tim
you get
it.
the
Wiseman and
money
Daryl
and you just
Bradley.
have the prestige.
Do we want to talk about Friday?
Of course.
So Friday we got 2 shifts 2 and 3. Saturday at 8:30 in the morning start, and Saturday at 2:30. We're aiming for 2:30. It might be closer to 3, but We'll try to keep it as close to schedule as possible.
The
Then
shift
we
has to
run
get
in.
done. Shift has to
What's
get done
that?
by 2:00 because going to the game 8 and the Blue Jays being on at the same time is very distracting. So
Oh,
as long as you have the Blue Jays running, we're okay, I think. Okay, cool notes there, Mark. I know you just love that comment. Okay, go ahead.
the Blue Jays. Of course, the Blue Jays game gonna be on. I love my Blue Jays. What else am I gonna put on? I think I'm gonna put on curling. Sorry, Tim.
I'm not a curling fan. We're good, yeah.
I think the Grand Slam of something is going on. Turn it to TSN 4.
And then you got the Baker event Friday night, right?
Yeah. Baker again event Friday night, 9:00. 21 teams, 18 lanes. You can probably figure out that the math doesn't add up. It means 3 teams per game are going to be on a bye. So I believe we have it set up where once you finish on lane 6, between 6 and 7, you get a bar break. Between lanes 12 and 13, you get a bar break, and then between lanes 18 and 1, you get a bar break. So prize money has been adjusted for that. It's all 100% in, 100% out. So we will have that posted on site. Every spot went up, so yeah, you can make pretty good coin in the Baker. $100 all in. I think it's $600 a person for first, plus your side pots, and we do side pots for every game. And yeah, hopefully we get out of there before 2 a.m.
Well, what time does it start at?
9.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's gonna be 1. I think it's gonna be 1:00 in the morning.
Oh my god.
Okay, so question, and just why did you decide to have the buys in there? Sometimes, most years, some years you don't do it.
More money. Come on, Tim. He's a
So
proprietor. Let's go.
we actually had an issue with our Baker registration form on our website.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't receive all the Baker entries. So we
Oh,
put
okay.
out a notice that, hey, we might have missed your entry. Please let us know if we missed your entry. And then when we contacted everybody and the final number was in, it was 21 teams. And I had no way of backlogging who technically registered first.
You could have took our team out.
Yeah, we would have been
I
okay.
think we finished last year.
No, it's impossible to finish last in that tournament. There's always somebody worse, but we weren't very good. I mean, and we got Harvey, right? And I just told Harvey last week he was playing. I just wrote him up, so I think he's all not primed and prepped to play, but he's usually our stud. So shows what kind of team we have. So
Hey, we
Harvey
won it
throws
before,
corners
that's
all
that matters.
day.
It's
Yeah,
Kreitz throwing 12s that kill you.
Yeah, and we have a left-handed bowler, and that really that's screws us up.
Really breaks up the left-handed oil on us.
Oh yeah, I'll have to put out the left-hand oil this weekend.
Man.
That'll be good though.
Yeah. So, was there any changes to your consolation event? I think last year, did you move the time slot, or were you talking about moving the time slot?
Yeah, so consolation was a hot topic. We always ran it in previous years from 1:30 until 3:30 on the Sunday, but we found a lot of bowlers because maybe the prize money wasn't enough, because maybe there wasn't a spot in the semifinals on the line, that we just weren't generating a ton of interest. And another issue that we talked about in past years was the Sunday night running too long. So we talked about it. We agreed that it should get removed from the Sunday. Then we talked about maybe doing something Saturday night. But ultimately, we decided that it would just run too late. If a consolation runs too late, even if it's for the last spot and it runs too late, the guy might sleep in, right? So, and unfortunately, we've seen that happen in Red Deer. There's no point in making them play till 2, 3 in the morning just to have them bagged. So we made the tough decision to scrap the consolation altogether. I do think anybody entering the Autumn Open isn't going into the Autumn Open to win consolation. I think everybody entering the Autumn Open wants to win the main event. It was nice to have a little bit of side prize money, but I haven't heard a lot of
No.
back talk or anything like that. So,
I think
long
it
story
helps
short, that was long-winded. I apologize. There's no consolation this year.
Yeah, I think it helps that the consolation event isn't for a spot in the finals, right? It is for side money, and that's great. But it's so much less than what the main event is worth that I think people going in for a 40 cut are just like, I'm going for the 40 cut. If I don't make it, I'm gonna go have Thanksgiving dinner, right? They're
Yep.
not worried about
And we
it.
found that a
So
lot. We might have had 20 to 30 people in our consolation in the last few years, right? So
Yeah. No, I've been the 1 year I did make constellation. I hated every minute of it, and it was nothing. It was nothing.
yeah,
I mean, I really hated being there, but I wanted to support you guys, and obviously, you guys had that in there. I think for me personally, there was no spot for the 40s, and it wasn't even about the money. It was just that I I didn't make the cut. I felt I didn't deserve a second chance to make money back, right?
yeah.
And
And then you're coming in right after the semifinals. So you're kind of trying to get on the lane, pushing past the 40 guys that beat you.
yeah,
Right?
and it was and it was fine. I just yeah, it was just and then some of the people are just like I just felt like I didn't deserve to be there because I already sucked already as it was.
but the
Yeah.
side pots were huge, right? You paid $20 for 3 games or a single game side pot. You won
Yeah.
like $300 if you threw the high game.
I
Yeah.
think that year, if I remember correctly, there was only like 25 people there. There wasn't a whole lot that 1 year, if I remember. It is what
I
it
did
was.
talk to
Still a couple $100.
Stacy, maybe for next year's or something, where maybe anybody who doesn't make it goes over to Toppler, and you know what I mean. Pay
Yeah.
$40. It's all prize money and side pots, and maybe do your
Tip
4 games
KG.
and do something like that. I know Saskatoon used to do that.
Yeah.
Used to go to Eastview after.
Yeah, supports another proprietor, right? So and the bowlers get to play. So
I think it's
something maybe
fine.
for our 50th year. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. You've already got 40 people making the cut. It's not a big deal. Those people that didn't make the cut, you didn't make it. And like you said, the only thing they were coming there for was to play a last-ditch singles pot, a bit of cash. So, in order to save the time everywhere, I don't think I think it's a good decision to forego the consolation.
Yeah, I know Regina's talking about scrapping theirs too.
We scrapped ours, so
TPC scrapped, but you increased the cut to 42 or 40 as well,
40.
not 42.
Yeah. Just like Yachtem now.
Are you
Look-
guys
look at
doing
that-
a play
the
on
number of
Saturday
people you
night or
have.
Sunday morning?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't know if we said that out loud, but Sunday morning. There's your answer. That's for next month's podcast. We're talking about you guys here, so
Sneak peek.
Sorry, deflecting again.
I know it's look at you, eh?
Um,
And then let's just go over quickly your Sunday finals. I know you don't got a bunch of time here for us, Mark. So
I only got a kid to put to bed at 8 o'clock.
exactly.
Yeah. So Sunday, we combine all the 5 shifts. If you're fortunate enough to be in the top 40, we give you a little bit of qualifying money. You show up Sunday morning at 8:30. You bowl 8 more games, and if you're fortunate enough to come in the top 16, you'll be invited back at 2 p.m. for the finals. I personally, I think the best part about the autumn is Game 8 of the semifinals. I think that is the cool, because once you're in the 16, like the 16s are nice, but you're kind of in, and you're locked in until the final for 15 games. You could be averaging 200. Nothing's happened, but that semifinals, that 8th game, you know, kind of what the bubble's going to be, and you know if you don't make it, there's no more prize money for you, and you get a handshake and thanks for coming out, and it gets loud and guys get intense.
It's a pretty cool. Yeah, it's definitely a great event. I always found it really interesting that it is always pretty much the same cut as the 40, right?
Yeah.
People don't
Maybe
look at it that
a little
close.
higher, maybe 20 pins higher, but yeah, very similar. It's kind of like a double down. Hey, you did it once, do it again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
No
I think that's
re-entries
really
this
neat.
time. Right?
There was huge
What
movement last
was it
year,
lucky or were you good?
Sorry,
right?
no, go ahead.
Last year there was huge movement. I think in that 8th game, like you're saying, Mark, there was, there was,
Huge.
two or-
I remember Mitch. I remember looking at Mitch, who was in pretty good shape, and all of a sudden, Tim's going on a run, and Colton's going on a run, and a lot of runs are going, and the next thing I know, Mitch needs. I think he needed a double. Like he was on a market night. He needed a double in 10, and he fortunate enough to do it. But holy smokes! And everywhere getting loud. I just remember because we got the pro score comes up with the big numbers, and you're looking up in 6s and 7s, and
it was.
It was yeah, obviously it's a little bit easier to remember when you're the one throwing all the strikes, but it's always been that way, and I think there's nothing cooler. Why I love the Autumn Open is my favorite because there's nothing cooler when you see when you make the 16s. I think it's different than making the 16s in a TPC or anything else.
Yeah.
I think it's you seem like you're part of a club that year, right? Does that make sense? Where you seem like you belong, and whether you make whatever you do in the 16s is great. Obviously, we're all there to win, but making the 16s is a huge feat, right? And so I definitely enjoy it. Yeah.
So and then Sunday finals, play 15 games. You're playing each person once. You win your match, you get a bonus 50. At the end of 15 games, we add your total pinfall plus your 50-point wins, and the person with the highest score is your Autumn Open champion. So get your name up in the banners. Nice little maple leaf, name on the trophy, and nice little picture.
Who's won multiple titles for the Autumn Open?
That's actually a great point. We haven't seen a repeat winner since Adam did it in 09-10, I think. The Autumn Open has produced a different winner every time for the last 10 years.
I was this close.
There's some names out there, your Bruces, your Adams, your Franks, that they're kind of cemented in there, but I think just because of the talent pool now, it is extremely difficult to win. And I'm not knocking any of those guys that won in the 2000s, but I think there was 100 to 120 entries, right? It was kind of struggling there mid 2000s, and now we're looking 200, 250. Like, don't get me wrong, once you make it to the 40s and you get to the 16s, you have to earn it. But it was just a little bit easier to qualify for the 40s. And trust me, I'm one of those guys. I think the year I won it, there was 122 entries. right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't nothing to take away from it. It's just you used to be able to bowl at 2050 and get in. Now you need 2150.
Yeah.
Well, at least this year I think you do. Last year you needed 2100, which we've never seen before. So,
And that one year
2100,
when you
that's
guys, the one year
40
that we
cut,
struggled there, yeah, 40, yeah. I just think the event is made for some people for some reason. You always look in the finals and you always have Kerry in the top 16. Usually, you always have, Weber. You're going to have the Mitch, the Gregs probably in there, right? And Mark yourself, like the tournament fits your format so well and your style, right? I've always noticed that. If you look at the 16s, there's always the same like 8 guys that are always, and maybe a year off here and there, but there's a group of them that are always similar right there.
Yeah, it is. It does. Like, these other tournaments, you can play really well and go bang bang, right? Where this one, if you're good Sunday morning, you're probably going to the finals. You're not squared up against. Imagine playing at the Autumn Open, and because I think it's about 1 in 3 people make it from the 40s to the semis. Imagine you just got paired with 2 random people, right? And said, okay, you 3, whoever does the best, you're in, right?
That's the way
But
it
this way, it's just here's your 40. Give us a good number. If it's good enough, you can come back and play in the finals. But yeah, there are guys you do see in there multiple times, and I think I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it just shows consistency.
Yeah.
You don't have to pop off and shoot a 2400 in the 40s, right? You don't have to average 300. You just got to you just can't be bad, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're fortunate, right? Me, you, and Kerry. We've probably played at least about a half a dozen in the last 8 or 9 years, right? So,
Yeah.
but it's getting tougher every
it's
year. It gets tougher every year. The talent pool is getting better. The kids are getting younger, and nobody's a lock anymore. After seeing what happened in Red Deer with arguably 2 of the best in the game, and neither of them got to play Sunday, right? With
It's
Adam
kind of
and Nick.
nice, though. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. That's just mean. It's tough. It's tough. You can't just be good anymore. You need to be great.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned earlier the cut. You think it's going to be 2150 this year? I'm surprised
I'm
it was
gonna
only
say
2100.
We had 210 entries last year, and it was 2100. Red Deer had 3,300 entries, and their 32nd spot was 2,200. And I do believe Paradise plays very similar to Red Deer. I don't think we're going to hit 300, but I could see us hitting 260-ish. So I'm probably going to say 2149 just to make 2150 the cut. I think you need 2200 to be safe. If anything between 2150 and 2200, you'll be flirting.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I think with an extra shift this year, guys are going to have more opportunities. You're seeing guys 4 or 5 shift now, right? So
Fair. Yeah.
One more opportunity for the very good bowlers to enter a 3rd time and make it, right, Tim?
I disagree with playing more than twice, but maybe Cindy was ready. Yeah.
Maybe Cindy was right. Oh, that's a fight later.
Yeah, I just if you don't have it in twice, then you don't have it at all. Like that's
not how it works, Tim.
That's how it
a
works.
fib. That's what you tell yourself. Because I've seen lots of guys 3 shift it and some 4 shift it, and they end up going deep on Sunday. So,
Okay,
Derek Warren.
what's the percentage on that though?
Derek Orn.
What do you mean? What's the percentage? I have
Like,
no
how many
fucking
people-
clue.
But I'm saying it's far less when you're three. Like, there's only a certain amount of people out there who can 3 or 4 or 5.
There's only a certain amount of people that 3 shift and 4 shift.
Yeah, not everybody really plays it.
So just because you're saying that you don't think people have it, there's a few people that do it, and the people that do it do actually do fairly well in it. So the percentage is probably pretty freaking high.
It'd be interesting to know the people that do third shift of what percentage make the shift on that third. You know,
Yeah.
obviously, then are they going to play the fourth? You know, again, these silly stats
Yeah,
that we
like,
could try to drum up, but
I think the percentage is fairly high. There is obviously, it is not going to be great, but the percentage of making the cut's not great. So it's just, you just got to look at it. It's another chance, another tournament, right? It's a whole brand new 8-game block. It's not, you shouldn't be dragging what you're doing the other blocks into that situation.
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
that's why you
But
see it a lot more.
if you're going to play it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the talent level's good enough too, where if it doesn't work for a shift for a player, they might just change their approach, maybe, right? Change the line, change a ball. I think they're that good where they can play a second or third line for 8 games and try to figure something out.
Yeah. You're seeing a lot more of that. There's a lot of players that they have that second line or even that third line or a different rotation, and they'll play again. And you're right, it's getting so deep that those players can do that. They can average 270 playing a different line.
Yeah,
And that just speaks volumes to the events and the way it's building out, right? Because all these houses play completely different. Like you were saying, Paradise and Heritage play fairly similar. The pin reaction is similar, but the ball roll is completely different. So you
the
don't
ball
play
roll's
the
different.
same shot. Yeah.
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 I think you guys are. I think you guys play a little bit better for my game, right? But I've always played well there. I think confidence is a big key when you go to a certain place too, right? So, but I've always found you guys are, maybe because it's drier, right? And it's nothing against Red Deer at all. I mean, their approaches and everything they've been put a lot of work into it, right? So, but
they
I
did
just
really
find-
good this year, I found.
Yeah. It was an anomaly because I even played 3 shifts there and I didn't make the cut either. It was just different. And
It was different.
it's not saying that like because my game's fast paced is different than anybody else because Derek Orn, Brett Mapstone were the guys that made it to the final. They're one of the hardest throwers in the game. So, and then you had a bunch of guys that throw the ball slower that made the cut, but then Mitch didn't make the cut. Adam didn't make the cut. Like it was just a different.
It was different.
Completely
yeah.
different beast that this last year, and maybe you're going to see more of that moving forward. Who knows?
I think so.
I love when you can go to a house and you have all different dynamics of players make the cut, right?
Yeah.
Because there's certain places where you in the past where we've gone to where it's only been like only these certain amount of players can actually play. It's a slow ball house or it's or this sort of house, right? So I think it's great to see that though.
Yeah, it's definitely going away from that. Now, is that because the players that don't play that way have just gotten better at what they do, or has the house changed, right? Because you don't see a lot of that anymore, where the hard throwers dominate a tournament or the slower players dominate a tournament. It's a spread across everything now.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just the players getting better at what they're doing, not the house being changed.
Yeah, it's such a high caliber. But
How's the
honestly, Kerry, I think it's directly attributed to you and the 5-pin universe and the WCBT. I think you guys you're getting people fired up. They want to go out there, they want to bowl, they want to see their shot on the live stream on YouTube on whichever platform, right? And people are excited. And I've never seen bowling at this level in my life. And I don't know if it's ever been at this level before.
You hear
And that's
about
because
it,
of
but
marketing.
Yeah.
You hear about the glory days of the 70s and 80s, but
Yeah, but you know what? Scoring was a lot different back then too, right? Um, Personally, I mean, think about. I think synthetic lanes have gone a big difference. Obviously, the
yeah,
black bases have put a big difference in things. 18 inches to 17 inches, but I think just in general, I think the level is higher now for the top echelon than it was then.
yeah.
Right? And there's a lot more other things, factors, obviously, but just my own personal view. There's great bowlers back then, but you look at the scores in the past, they weren't nearly the same. Again, there's different circumstances, but I still think it's a higher echelon now.
And more
It's a
people.
very deep pool.
Yeah.
I
I was going to ask earlier.
John...
Sorry,
Oh, go
what
ahead,
was
Daryl.
the list of the ladies that are coming out to play? There must be a whole chunk of ladies coming to play too.
Substantial. We
There's like
actually
20.
last week we had Megan and Melissa
Yeah.
from Newfoundland. Megan won their Newfoundland tour event, right? And they had a little bit of extra cash, so they decided, why not? Let's go play the autumn. But honestly, there's probably 20 to 30, maybe closer to 30. There could be closer to 30 women.
Right.
I'd have to go through it with a fine comb, but
Yeah, I would
let's
say
get 'em-
there's
let's
easily
make that.
between 20 and 30.
Nice.
these girls can play. God, can they play?
Yeah, no doubt. I know there was a question earlier. John Willick had asked how much of the tournament is being streamed. So every shift will be streamed. It'll be lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be streamed all at the same time on WCBT's YouTube page and their Facebook page. And the doubles, same lanes will be streamed as well. Baker's won't be streamed, but all the rest is streamed.
That's awesome. 5-pin
Cool.
Universe doing the doubles.
Yeah, we'll stream that to 5-pin Universe because it's not technically part of the tour.
Yeah.
So we'll put that on 5-pin Universe's YouTube page and Facebook page. So we will have the commentary stuff there, so people around, if they want to do some commentary and keep it PG and keep the people entertained while they're watching the live stream, we'll have that available. So I know, Mark, with the added amount of entries, you're probably going to be using lanes 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's a that's a hot topic right now. So we're leaving it until the 13th hour. I really, yeah, I enjoy the idea of you play each set once, and it is one for everybody, and you know what I mean?
Thank you. That's how I feel about it. But I also do get if you have to use the lanes. I know Red Deer doesn't do that, right?
They use all 20 if they have to.
Yeah.
Red Deer's a little different too. Like our lane 1 wall is right beside the gutter, right? I feel like Red Deer, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that there's a space on
definitely
each side.
more room than yours.
Yeah, so a lot of right-hand bowlers that maybe push their arm out or play up the left side have an issue with lane 1. Not that it's a bad scoring set or anything, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Peer pressure, right? Peer pressure, Mark. 66 people are down here, and you only have 64 spots. Peer pressure. Use 1 and 2.
Do you know what though, Mark? At the end of the day, if you choose not to use 1 and 2, they've had ample opportunity to play. You've given them opportunity.
I will say that as well. I don't think we're going to use 1 and 2.
I remember
try to keep it even.
I remember when you didn't want to go 4 and 4. We had to convince you to go 4 and 4 because you had 4 and 3. Right? Remember that?
Yeah.
All those were the days, eh? Those were the days.
I'm
Yeah.
I might. I don't know. This we were talking, and for the 50th, we might just do 5 shifts of 80 people.
Open
and
it up.
just load up a Thursday morning, cut out the baker, load it up Friday both days, load it up Saturday both days.
Yeah.
Gives you an opportunity for huge entries, right? We got some big plans for the 50th coming through.
That's good.
Exciting,
Yeah.
but
Get to 400
we'll
entries.
have more information on that another day.
Yeah, I agree.
It's all about the
Um,
49th Autumn Open.
That's right. Any last information we want to go over? We're going to end this podcast a little early tonight. It was just kind of preview
Sweet.
for our 49th Autumn. So if you guys have any more words of wisdom or
Yeah, if you guys have
information
any
for the crew?
questions, I'm happy to answer. We're conditioning the lanes Thursday morning, and we don't touch them for the rest of the tournament. So you're going to see fast lanes to start. It actually kind of gets a little faster on Friday because the oil pushes down a bit, and then by Saturday it starts to dry up. So it's kind of funny like that.
Did you get the banner I sent you? I know your wife
It's already
usually
up.
leaves it. Perfect. All right.
It's
So-
up. I didn't have Heartlands though. You got
Okay.
Heartlands?
It's on its way tomorrow.
What's the cut for you from you fellas?
I look at Rob Wolfson and 1+.
I'm gonna go with the 2140. 2140.
2134.
2165.
Oh, there we go.
2165. Holy cow.
He's just telling himself that, so when he's 20 pins short, he's good.
You know what though?
That's smart.
Daryl just has to bowl his average. He makes the cut. I mean, just
Oh, easy.
We've
Yeah,
talked
he's-
about this, boys. If you can't do it unless you actually do it in league or in practice.
Yeah. Who do you think's gonna win? Other than us, who do you think's gonna win?
Who's going to win the Autumn Open? Who-
Okay, there, other like
Hot take,
Look,
Sylvain Bercier.
hot take.
My vote's Greg
He
DeGrasse.
ate that house last. Like he ripped up Paradise last year. Like he wasn't
Yeah.
just good.
Oh,
His
he ripped-
qualifying
he-
shift was over 22. His semifinals were over 22, and then he'd have coming fourth.
He ripped up TPC too. He was crazy. I think that house is made for Mark Miller or Adam Weber. They've always done so well there, and I can see another championship from one of them.
Mark Miller's on the podcast. You can't say
I-
him. You just
Not
told
myself.
us.
Not
Oh.
myself.
Oh, boo! Now my head's not going to fit in the door. Thanks, Tim. I'm
It's
going to
okay,
go.
So Tim says Weber's going to win.
I
Yeah.
think
someone's
there's a
asking.
guy who played really well last year, and he got snake bitten because he pulled his ass, and that's Len Anseth.
Len Anseth, yeah.
I think Len Anseth, because he was hurt last year, right? I think if he
Yeah.
can get into the 16s and just do his wheelhouse thing, and I think he can cut through a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I think just
fast
that
player.
pace of play is just built for the 16s. Because it's not like doing a 3-game match and sitting out. He'll just wheel and deal, and next game wheel and deal.
That's why I like
Sly,
Greg too. 'cause
Len,
Greg's pretty
Greg,
fast.
and Adam. Nothing
There we
wrong
go.
I
with
also
those
think
pickers.
Tyler's on another level too, though. So I'll throw Tyler in the mix as well.
You know what?
Ty hates Paradise.
He hates Paradise.
What? I picked him up on my Baker team. How come I didn't know this?
Yeah,
He missed
he
the
hates
last two
Paradise.
cuts there.
I
He
think
played
Brad
good at
Tickett-
Masters, though.
Brad
He
Tickett
came.
too.
Was it
soon
third? He
again.
came third one year. Yeah, he won his Master Star. He came third at the Autumn one year.
Yeah.
The year that you won, Kerry, I think.
Nope, that would have been Sam Gilardi.
No,
Oh,
third.
no, You're
no,
right.
he came third.
You're right, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Colton Uzwa.
Yeah, I think Colton's close too. I say
Colton
Brad.
came
I don't
fourth
think Brad,
last year.
Brad hasn't won something big for a bit, and he's so close. It's just a matter of a couple of things going his way, and it's you'll take off.
Okay. So
I like that.
one other one is
That's
like who is a dark horse to make the cut that you might not have thought about in the past or up and coming?
That might just make this cut.
Yeah, I have two.
I think Henry Shoots will make the cut.
Henry, he's played very well. The only thing Henry has problem is he starts overthinking. Right, he has all the talent. I will say I'm excited to see Curtis Deering back in Alberta playing. I think Deering's a good one, and like I said, Brandon Hagen, if he gets going, I think he's able to score. I think he's made the next level. He's just a matter of just getting enough confidence in his game.
I'd have to go through the list. Somebody else go.
There's a lot of Pro League players playing from all over.
So
I
Tim,
think
what was
actually
it-
I'm gonna
what
go.
was the
Yeah, I'm gonna go
stipulation?
with one of the Tompkin boys. I think.
Okay, yeah. Who
Um,
hasn't made a cut in a while or is like up and coming that you think that?
I think one of the North boys is gonna surprise us.
Olenberger, Timmy, or the Tompkins?
Olenberger, he's into it.
Olenberger
Not
made a
me,
cut
but-
though. He made Red Deer. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go
And
And
with
so did Timmy, right? Like these guys
Yeah.
can play.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Brad Wilton. He hasn't made a cut in a while. He's due.
Oh fuck!
And then-
He's gonna hate you right now. I can tell it.
And then up and comer.
I'll go with Rob's partner there, Jordan. He's a good
How
kid.
about
And he might
Devin?
the water might be so deep he might just be oblivious to it and he just might just throw rockets. He doesn't know who Kerry Kreitz is. He doesn't know who Adam Weber is. Right?
Tell him to turn on his internet. We're all over it.
Those guys can be scary.
How about Devin
The guys
with
that
a
don't
Devin
know the
Parker?
guys.
I remember Devin's last name, but he's coming in.
Well, I'm good with that. How about you guys?
I'm good with that.
No U.S. guys, John. We're too far west for those guys.
They'd be right at home in Alberta.
Oh, Walt
America,
for sure. Eh?
Alberta. We're the same.
Walt will fit in like nobody's business.
All right, Mark. Well, I know you got an early morning. We're going to be down there early too, helping set up everything and get this going. We wish you all the best and Paradise Lanes for the 49th
Thanks,
annual.
guys.
And we're happy to see what the scores and how everybody's going to play.
Can I just say one thing before we log off? I just remembered.
No, sorry, I can't do that.
But,
No, go ahead.
I think God, how do I say this? We're gonna miss somebody down at the lanes this year. He played many years, and even as you could tell the game was getting away from him, he would volunteer and do doubles pots for us every year. So
Yeah.
Just gonna miss Tom this year.
Yeah.
And I think the whole tour and the Calgary people and my heart goes out to Debbie and the family. And I think everybody should just take a moment and just remember Tom this weekend and the character that he was. Throwing a strike, falling over, and putting his hands in his pockets.
Yeah.
As a big number 6 comes up on the screen for him.
You should
Steelers jersey.
you should bring some
Yeah.
Goldschlager in there for a toast.
We already
maybe.
got it, buddy.
There we go.
I got bottles of it,
Nice.
so
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tim.
I just remember one of my fondest moments with him at Autumn Open was when he fell down and hurt himself at TPC, and then the next year he comes down wearing a football helmet and a bunch of shoulder and shit like that.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. For anybody that obviously everybody knows about Tom's passing, but they're having kind of a get together right on Monday at 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock at Temple. Where is it? Where is it, Mark, again?
Northeast Calgary, Temple community. I can't remember exactly. Kind of like a celebration of life, just to
Yeah.
remember Tom and
Yeah.
the impact he had on all of us.
I'm not sure if it was planned or anything, but for them to hold off and have it the day after the Autumn Open, I think is absolutely massive. All the bowling community's already down there, and I hope that you see a lot of people go there and pay their respects and remember Tom for who he was and all his life stories. The guy could tell a story to anybody, and he was one of the best out there, that's for sure. So
Definitely be missed.
all right. Well, with that being said, once again, Mark, best of luck to you in Paradise Lanes and all the volunteers and all the workers and all that hard work that goes on for this event. We're looking forward to it.
We got 2 volunteers in boots this weekend, eh? Oh, vey.
Oh, no.
Maria's in a boot and Aaron's in a boot.
Oh no.
No, no running for them.
But one's got the left and one's got the right, so I'm just gonna put them in like a potato sack and they'll be fine.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Time,
All
tape
right.
them together. Yeah.
Have a great night, everybody, and
Yeah, thanks,
hopefully
Gary.
we talk and see you guys on the weekend.
Yeah, cheers,
Yeah,
guys.
looking forward to it.
Sounds
Yeah,
good,
we'll
guys.
see you soon.
See ya.
Drive safe.